I'm nothing without you. You took apart what used to be my heart, so why not take all of me? Yeah. That was just a little introduction for the Completely Inappropriate podcast today, because this week we are talking about love, relationships, and Saint Valentine, or he who shall become named Saint Valentine, or the amalgamation of those who shall be futurely named in our past now named Valentine. Anyway, I'm Tony, along with our illustrious, beautiful, manly, bearded Mr.
Frank.
Who?
Frank.
Alright, gotta love the magic of video and audio editing. You all never know what just happened. So, we are here, as I said, with Mr. Frank. We will be having a wonderful episode coming up after this with some people. Anyway, just restart the whole goddamn thing, shouldn't we?
No.
I feel so out of it now.
No, it's
Ruined the flow of my fucking beautiful intro.
No, that was good.
Well, but no, see, I already can tell that you already forgot to let the people know that they can find us at CI Podcast on Instagram, at Completely Inapp on Twitter, at completelyinappropriatepodcast@gmail.com for any comments, questions, concerns. Find us at YouTube, at BitChute. Just search Completely Inappropriate Podcast, BitChute, with some underscores in between there. You all can figure that one out, I think. And if not, well, we'll explain it again for you, so just keep listening. Keep on listening. Mr. Frank, how you doing?
I'm wide awake. We should do this at this time.
Oh yeah, you like this,
Yeah.
this afternoon recording we're doing?
Yeah, watch. There's not gonna be so many and so many
lies! You
No!
just proved
I forgot what
So
the
many,
fuck do I say? And then what happened?
And then what happened?
And not as many fucks. Watch.
Why not?
Oh, because I'm
That's so fucking bullshit.
wide awake.
Alright. Oh, so you only fuck when you're asleep?
Oh, sometimes.
Good times. Good times. So,
They can always mount me.
so Mr. Valentine, what's wrong with you? Why do you have such hatred for this this historical figure who doesn't actually exist?
Way to
Womp
make me a
womp.
Scrooge, a Valentine Scrooge.
No, well, somebody's got to be.
Yeah, it's okay.
So what's
I'll
up?
take
What's
it.
going on with Mr. Valentine?
So, see, it's not that I hate Valentine's Day, it's that I find it, I guess, inappropriate. Because, like, love shouldn't be celebrated once a year. It should be celebrated every day, which it is. And some people are like, no, but that's not the point, blah, blah, blah.
Right, I mean, it's nice that there's a 1 year set aside where you make it a point to celebrate your love, because for birthdays you tend to be around family. For any holiday, same thing. Everything is always a holiday for family. With the exception of Valentine's Day, it's really the only one where you could say, hey, I need a babysitter tonight. Me and my wife need a night out at least once a year. Now, whether or not people should take more time than once a year is to be argued. But for those who are just incapable of it because they're workaholics or whatever, or maybe they don't even have kids, so they have no reason to be home with each other at the end of work. They just work, get home, bang, bang, night, wake up, repeat. No real date nights, Some people are sad in love.
Yeah, well.
Or some shit like that. What about you? Where's your love?
Not this year.
I think we've talked about this. I think it's been teased on the pod before.
What?
Or if it hasn't, maybe it was on our private conversations in between pods, that you have never had a date on Valentine's Day.
I've never had a Valentine. Ever.
What about in school when you would hand out the little...
Yeah, I'd hand out cards,
but second, third grade.
But no one...
You never got lollipops?
Yeah, the teacher would hand out lollipops.
That's what's up. See, you had some Valentine.
And some kids would tape them to their cards. But, yeah, no one to ever tell, hey, you want to be my Valentine? Or nobody ever asked me, would you like to be my Valentine? Because, we're kids. It's not a priority.
Nobody actually does that, Frank. It's like if you're in a relationship, it's just a predisposed arrangement that you're going to be... Predisposed? Is that the right word? That sounds...
Predestined, I guess?
It is recognized prior to the date of Valentine's Day that you will, have a date for that day, obviously.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I don't think anyone actually goes around saying, "Will you be my Valentine?" Unless you are trying to become romantically involved with a person and you've never been on a date with them before, and you're trying. It's a good excuse to finally work up the courage.
Yeah, that would be ideal for me because
Yeah.
I'm a single guy.
I mean, any single ladies out there that you walk up to saying, "Hey, just wondering if you had a date on Valentine's Day," they're like at least 30% more likely to consider you.
Yeah.
Right?
So I'm thinking of making it all fucking grandiose, like the promposals,
What you do is you get one of the giant teddy bear costumes and you just stand there in the corner and then you just give them a hug when they walk by. You're like, "My Valentine!" And then you get kneed in the nuts and the cops calling you. Again!
No, that sounds like something I would do.
Yeah, so what is your ideal gift to give a Valentine? If you were so inclined to purchase a gift for a Valentine, what do you think would be a good option?
Something thoughtful, because the whole
really?
roses, chocolates, it's all played out, really. It's like very...
Depends on the quality of the rose.
No, but Valentine's Day wise,
Yeah.
like, the rest of the year, sure.
Well,
fine,
it's tradition. It's like putting up a tree and ornaments. The chocolate and roses kind of go part and parcel with it.
And I've been seeing on Instagram mostly how there's these teddy bears, not teddy bears, but there's these bears made out of roses.
Yeah,
one
those are
company
pretty
does
cool.
them fake roses.
Are they fake roses? I thought
One
they were real.
company. The
Oh,
other
that's
ones,
lame.
I think are real.
Yeah,
Maybe they're all fake.
The real ones are pretty cool.
But yeah,
The box of the gold roses with the single gold rose surrounded by all the other roses.
Yeah, so I'm like, I should
Was it
probably
Infinity Rose
buy
box
that
or
for
something?
somebody. Yeah, some shit. There was one where it was a Millennium Falcon.
Why are we doing advertisements for fucking Instagram?
Oh no, because you asked me about the ideal gift for Valentine's.
So you're saying, okay, these were X's though. You're saying not these things. What would you get?
Something thoughtful. Like there was this one chick.
Would you make sure that is based on that person's individual
Needs, yes.
needs
Or not needs.
likes?
Yeah.
Like if she's a Star Wars fan, you'd get her like one of those badass $200 lightsabers that fucking lights up. Makes sense.
Probably. Like, there was this one girl. She's very independent. I'm not gonna say was because she still is. And she's a busy bee. She's always on the go. So then I thought of giving her, since her birthday's in February. I think it was for her birthday. Yeah, I think so. What I was thinking of getting her was a massage, a day at the spa.
Oh, I thought you were gonna fucking be pervy and say, "Oh, give her a ticket for one free massage from me."
I could, but
yeah.
I'm not the same with guys as I am with chicks.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like
This is a guy?
no, I'm
What are you
saying
talking
like
about?
with a guy, like I'll fucking dry hump a guy, yeah.
What?
But will I dry hump a girl? No, because that's sexual harassment.
Harassment? Fucking harass, man. If it wasn't for that guy.
But no, yeah, like that's what I mean by thoughtful. Like she's been a busy bee. She could use a break. Well, I'm gonna give her
A day at
break.
the spa. Yeah, I would, but a day at the spa is kind of a go-to thing for to buy your mom and shit.
Is it?
Yeah, if you're doing a Valentine's Day thing, you should get a couples spa day.
Yeah, that's what.
I've always thought that would be really great.
Yeah, that's this one chick was telling me.
I could never find one though. I hear there's one maybe in South Padre Island. I think is
What, for couples?
closest one. Like a spa at all. Like there's none locally here.
Oh yeah, there are. It's called. Should I even say the name?
No, but where? I mean, I'm interested. What do they offer?
Edinburgh.
I mean,
They got a big ass fucking heart with roses on the border, right there on the lawn.
no kidding.
Yeah,
Well,
they're like,
we'll
"Come
see.
in."
We'll see if my wife actually listens to this before this episode, or before Valentine's Day, because this episode should drop before Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
If she
that's
doesn't listen to it, then maybe I'll sneak in an extra gift.
I was thinking on the way over here. I'm like, if we get into what I have on my notes, she's gonna fucking hate you. This episode.
Well,
more
she
than this
already hates
episode.
you.
Oh.
Everybody
Yeah.
hates you, apparently. Well, apparently, okay, we're gonna address this on mic because it's funny.
Okay.
So at the marathon,
Uh-huh.
apparently you were so fucking awkward with everybody. Like
Yeah.
everybody was trying to talk to you and getting you just like one word, huh? Yeah, and then walk away, or like turn and not speak to them. Like what's wrong with you? You're so social and approachable between me and you. Why you get awkward with people?
No, I was pretty sociable with
Nope.
one guy.
Nope. He
Yeah.
mentioned it too.
Really?
Yeah, he mentioned it too. That hey,
Because I made a
was he-
whole fucking conversation with him.
yeah, but I don't. What is it? What did you do that fucking rubbed everybody like? Nobody thought you were like. That everybody was just concerned. Like, was he okay that day? Like, what? You're so lethargic.
This is my fear that I'm growing stoic with my age, but then I blame
Yes.
it on my pills.
That's how I described you too. I was like, he's just kind of a stoic character. You're not as outgoing with people at the outset, but once you get into a comfortable setting, you open up. You're like a beautiful flower that needs to be set in a beautiful bottle that allows you to hydrate and grow and bloom to a beautiful floral enlightenment for everyone to view. You are a beautiful rose, my friend.
So Lotus.
You're a Lodi. You're Lodis.
Uh-huh.
Yes, that's your Norse god name. Just gave you it. You are now Lodis. Mm-hmm.
Sounds pretty.
A mix between Loki and a lotus. You're a peaceful Loki.
It sounds fruitacious.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, Mister. I'll dry hump a guy. Yeah. I think it's quite suiting. So you have your Norse mythological name now. We're gonna get it tattooed on your forehead.
Oh, okay.
Make sure everybody knows.
Yeah, so everyone can see that I'm not so awkward once you get to know me.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm vouching
That is
for
no,
it.
that is so fitting with it because you know with
Oh, hold on. I do want to address now. This is important to talk about. Man, fuck this whole whatever. I mean, we'll get to the Valentine's
Eventually.
stage. Yeah, but we need to eat up time anyway. So let's talk about it.
okay.
You were about to say something about your medication. Do you think it comes with the medication that it kind of lowers your sociability?
It
Or?
rewires your brain for sure.
Of course, that's the point of it,
Yeah.
right? But
Where I used to be very animated and very fucking spontaneous, very fucking not so much outgoing, but just out there.
what's the fucking word I'm looking for? It made you more not like spontaneous, yes, but more more like.
Frivolous?
I don't know. I guess spontaneous would be it, but less thoughtful with your actions. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, like, I have no actions to think of after the fact.
Well, yeah, you're calm. You're not so
Yeah.
sporadic. So, do you enjoy this feeling?
I don't notice it until something arises where I'm like, well, normally I wouldn't be like this. I would be looking the complete opposite way. And
But as far as do you think it's better, worse, or do you think it's just different?
that's just different.
Preferable?
I guess.
I guess what I'm asking is, do you still suffer from feelings of depression, anxiety?
I'm glad you brought that up. I found out recently that depression and anxiety can trigger or can cause memory loss.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I
so
can
that's
see
probably
that.
why I don't remember most of the shit that happened in the fucking military.
Yeah.
Because of depression and sometimes anxiety. I do get anxiety tremors. So,
Yeah.
yeah. I've had them ever since I got out.
No kidding. Do you still?
Iraq.
Is that with the medication as well? Is that still?
No, it's simmered down. Like, it'll be once in a blue moon that I get the stupid thing, and then the meds I'm taking, the Risperdal, causes trembling.
Oh, okay.
So they gotta check that. Yeah.
Make sure the levels are all right, balanced.
Apparently it also affects the sugars in my blood. I don't know. Yeah, because I have to get my sugar checked recently. But
Who the fuck cares? I care. A lot
Oh,
of
yeah,
people care.
you do,
Because
but-
you know what? This is the completely fucking inappropriate podcast.
Yeah.
And people are fucking scared to talk about fucking medication and that it actually fucking helps you in one regard. But you know what? Whether or not you're on medication, people are gonna fucking have something to say about you anyway.
yeah,
Like, if the
regardless.
worst they say is that you were a little quiet and standoffish, they're like, well, spend more than an hour talking to the person before you make a judgment, you know? Like, which we're going to try and have you, we're going to have this whole wedding thing later on in the year that everyone will get a chance to fucking see you in a party atmosphere. I see you party. We're gonna get you up and dance. Are you gonna dance with me?
Yeah, I can already see myself with
Yeah.
my resting drunk face.
Are you gonna drink?
No, I have a resting drunk face.
You
Have
do
you seen
have
my
resting
license?
drunk look in
Yeah.
general. You're just like plopped on the couch, not moving, like you just had like your 5th shot in the hour.
Yeah.
And you just need to sit down for a moment. Anyway, all this judgment for you. Jesus, back off, Tony. Calm down. I'm sorry, that's not what this episode was gonna be about. But you know, I love you. And I want everybody to love you. And I want everybody, none of them will ever listen to this fucking podcast.
Oh well.
None of those people that you saw ever listen to this, so they don't know you. So I think that's what it was.
No, that one guy was telling me how he listens to the.
He listened to one episode. He's never listened to another. He's my son's godfather. He still doesn't listen to this goddamn thing. My wife, I think, even fell off of listening to this. Like, it's too long. She doesn't have the kind of time we've got to put into these podcasts.
Right.
Um,
You can always listen to it on the road.
we love you, listeners. With your
Way back.
commuters.
You can always listen to it in your cubicle. I don't know who down here works in the cubicle, but yeah.
I sort of do. My area can be considered a cubicle. I box myself in with the racks of boots, so I make my own cubicle.
So you work in a boot fort.
I work in boot fort, yeah.
Yeah.
I just need a nice strong roof to put over my head.
A blankie.
A blanket. Michael Jackson's kid. So,
Yes.
St. Valentine. There, I ate up. That's what you wanted, right? You wanted me to eat up 15 minutes of time?
Oh yeah.
Well, I made it as awkward as I could for you. How'd you like them apples? So, what do we got on Valentine?
So, traditionally, like the fucking origins are pagan, if you can say that.
I don't know. Can you say that, Frank?
Because like it's become something else this Valentine's Day. You know, like now I can get away with saying it's a Hallmark holiday because, you know, the fucking commerce, the fucking market. People make
but you could,
companies.
like we were saying before we recorded, every holiday is pretty much a Hallmark holiday. Even Halloween and Easter are Hallmark holidays now. Easter was one of the most religious holidays we had, and it's become Easter bunny and eggs.
Yeah, but see, what do you do on Halloween? You go trick-or-treating. What do you do on Christmas? You exchange gifts.
Yes.
What do you do on Valentine's Day? You exchange cards.
Candy, roses,
All
of it's about
Elementary, yeah.
all of these. I mean, it wouldn't be a national holiday if the nation wasn't benefiting the national economics. You know what I mean? The whole point of any of these holidays, it feels like, is just to boost the economics of the states.
I should have fucking written down the fucking stats.
So much for not saying.
No, because I was trying to remember.
Hey, so what happens to you're gonna be so awake? There's gonna be less fuckings here.
What
You
did
just
I-
said fuck like 4 times in a row. Like, come on now.
Yeah, but how many times do
I'm
I say it on
calling
average?
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
We'd be up to
So I said
16,
a lot
20
less.
I guess.
Whatever. No, because
Fuck,
I was
I don't know.
trying to remember this statistic. Well, not a statistic about how much money was spent in 2018. I think it was, but I just remembered just now. So I'm like, damn it.
How much?
I don't remember, but it was a lot.
1.6 million
Probably.
on Valentine's Day alone.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's just
Some
make things
shit, I
up.
don't know.
We're not experts. Duh.
Yeah. So that might entice you to look it up.
It doesn't.
But
Not
about
a
you,
little bit.
listener.
I don't care how much everybody fucking spends.
Yeah.
Why would you? How
So
much are
then-
you gonna spend?
Nothing.
Not a goddamn thing. You're not buying your mama anything for Valentine's Day?
No, that's what my father's for.
Yeah, you could buy it. See, I like to buy like a half dozen or a dozen roses and split them all up. You know, take one and give it to all the women in the family. That's always a nice little gesture, just to show that, you know, a piece of my heart is with all of you this
I
time.
did something like that in Iraq. I bought candy cane for my fucking platoon, and I handed them out. Most of them were asleep, so I just put it in their hands. And when they wake up, they'd be like, "What the fuck? Who the fuck did this?" Of course, it was me. Who
Big
else
gay
would it
elf.
be?
Dork.
Yeah, but then St. Valentine's
Hey, that
Day.
doesn't need to be right up on your lips.
I know,
Sensitivity's not. Oh, is it just that close?
Yeah,
Mike?
because I want to make sure that I'm fucking actually talking into it.
Well, you're definitely talking into it.
Yeah.
Just to give it another. There you go.
Okay.
You bring it
Anyways.
down to your chest, lift it up, and we'll cut
Anyways.
that out of the video and audio too.
Yeah,
Y'all
so this
won't know
whole-
what happened.
This whole St. Valentine's Day, it's become a myth, really, because a myth.
A myth?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, his actions really were.
Who's him? Just get down to the bottom
So
of it.
St.
Don't
Valentine's
tease
Day
it.
is
We're
actually
already talking about it.
based on 3 different Valentine guys named Valentine.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
all of them were named Valentine.
Yeah.
Okay, I
the
didn't
first,
look any of this up. So yeah, give us the name of the first.
The first guy was, all that we know about him was that he died in Africa, and his name was Valentinus.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, so I shouldn't even fucking talk about that guy.
Obviously, but
But
what's the point of bringing him up? Okay, there was a guy.
Because
named
I said that
Valentinus.
it's based on 3
I know, but
guys.
what part of the whole thing does he have to do with it other than
Just
sharing
that
the name?
That's it.
Then yeah,
So,
okay,
yeah.
so it was based off 2 guys, not
Fuck
3.
that guy, yeah.
Fuck that guy. He
Yeah.
might as well not have existed.
So in the second priest, the second guy was a Roman priest named Valentinus. Oh shit, that was the name of the other guy too. Okay, that was
Yeah.
different. Who was arrested during the reign of the Emperor Gothicus
Wait, where? In Rome? What?
in Rome.
Okay, Gothicus in Rome arrested
Goth-
Valentinus.
Yeah, and the guy was left under the custody of one Asterius, who was a who was I guess a potential convert, because the guy made a deal with fucking Valentinus
Convert from what? To
from
what?
Roman paganism to Christianity. Yeah, so then the guy was like, okay, well, my foster daughter is blind.
The guy being Valentinus or the guard?
The guard.
Okay.
He was like, my daughter is blind, so if your God can heal my daughter's blindness, then you know.
Yeah, that would be proof enough that your God is the
Yeah.
true God. And of
So
course,
then-
it's always that
Yeah.
story.
Yeah. So then the guy did.
Of course, he did the whole Jesus thing,
Yeah.
spit in the mud and rubbed it on the eyes and shit. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
So then Gothicus caught wind of it, and he was like, "Fuck that guy." So the guy was sentenced to death. He was beheaded, and his body was burned on the main road of
Oh,
Rome.
okay, so he was a martyr for the Christian faith.
Yeah. And so then the third guy.
But
was,
what did that have to? Okay, continue. Sorry.
Okay, so the third guy was a bishop of Terni in
bishop
Umbria,
of Terni.
Italy. Yeah, he was a
Bring
bishop
the paper
of
up
Italy.
here so you're still talking to
Bishop from Italy.
Well, not. Don't be a dick. Be a pussy. I'd rather fuck that.
Okay. So then anyways,
Valentine.
yeah, so then it was...
Alright, hold on.
it was
So the Bishop of Rome, I walked over that last
Okay.
bit. So the Bishop of Rome, what?
the Bishop of Terni, Urbania, Italy.
Oh, Italy,
The
okay.
province is named Terni and the city is named Umbria. But this asshole had it all backwards, so... Yeah, clarifying that. So then this kid, it was the same story. The guy was arrested for trying to convert somebody into Christianity. And the guy's his deal was if he could fix the son of the potential convert.
See, I had heard a different story altogether that has nothing to do with all
I'm
this.
getting there.
Alright.
So then,
So what is
then
the amalgamated
the
story?
guy healed the son, right?
The other guy healed the daughter
yeah.
from
And
blindness.
so then Emperor Gothicus caught wind of it again, and he's like, "Fuck that guy."
There's always a king that doesn't like the Christian.
And he cut off his head, or had him beheaded, and his body burned on Rome's main road.
Okay, so you got 2 martyrs for the Christian faith.
Yeah.
Alright. But none of them have anything to do with sending messages, sending notes, marrying people in the cell.
It's
Is the one I heard.
It's all fucking.
Alright, so let's get to that. Do you know have you heard that story where
Yeah,
so Saint Valentine gets arrested?
Yeah,
sick
because
bullshit.
Emperor Gothicus was drafty, essentially. He needed soldiers for the Roman army. And so then the exception was that if you were a married man, then you would have the choice. You would have the option of either serving the Roman military or staying home.
Yeah, you have the option at that point. It's no longer
So then a lot of these guys were like,
go get secretly
fuck
married.
that shit, let's go get married. And then the emperor got wind of it, and in one instance it was that the the emperor outlawed marriage,
Mm-hmm.
and then the other one was just that he found out, and he had the guy beheaded, and his body burned in the main road of fucking Rome.
Okay, so now the story I heard had nothing to do with war, or if, at least if it did, it was ancillary to the point that it was war. There was a lot of Christians going out, but Christianity was still being persecuted.
Yeah.
Christians were still being persecuted, and they weren't being allowed to marry in their faith. So you could get married, but you couldn't get married through your Christian faith. It wasn't. So yeah, okay, maybe that's just a little bit of information on the side that I was forgetting. It's not quite so ancillary.
Yeah, no, it's parallel to the
So
story.
so I think the story that I understand is Valentine was arrested for giving Christian marriages, and as the war was going on, they weren't allowing Christian marriages, so the Christians would sneak in and go have secret marriages. And I didn't know anything about them, like if they were married they didn't have to go to war. That was a different, that was the part that confused me, I think.
Yeah, well, no, it's all these
It's just, different stories, right? It just depends on which...
meshed together to make one St. Valentine. And then the other one was that
another one.
that St. Valentine, or who would become St. Valentine, that he would get letters from...
That's the one I couldn't remember.
Yeah, from girlfriends and wives, and visit the prison and give them to their respective men.
Oh, so he was helping the prisoners reform and in the name of love? Or
Yeah.
what,
And
essentially?
then in one of those, the guy was arrested. He was sentenced to death, again beheaded and burned in the Rome's main road, and that
It was a wonderful time.
yeah, and that in his letter he signed off as your Valentine.
Your Valentine.
Yeah, it was
Wait,
like
his letter to who?
to his beloved, to his
Valentine
girlfriend,
had a
wife,
girlfriend?
lover, somebody. Yeah, that's why I
All
fucking-
these different stories, Jesus.
No, Valentine.
Oh yeah, not a bunch of stories of Jesus out there. Don't know where this habit of just pulling bits and pieces from different myths and legends and putting them all in a book or a story. I don't know where that comes from or why that became popular, but
Yeah, so
that
then,
seems to be what happened with Mr. Valentine.
so then really the celebration of Valentine or Valentine's Day is really you're celebrating the death of a guy that wasn't romantic at all, or at least not.
What do you mean? He was a
fucking-
priest. He married people. He believed in
One
love.
of him, yeah, but
Well, it was all for love.
but the church will tell you that you need more than love to get married.
Oh yeah, like $150 for the classes and another $50 for a retreat for you and the wife. Not that I'm complaining about what they wanted me to do. Oh, also, it's not like it's just one or two classes for $150. No. The deacon, I think, the deacon of the church I spoke to, because we're talking about getting married. I don't know. Did we talk about this on the pod?
You mentioned
Yeah,
it.
during the last religion episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it would have taken, he's like, yeah, some couples, if they're really into it, finish the course in about 6 months. It's like, man, they gave my father-in-law 6 months to live. That's why we're doing this. If we can't fucking finish the classes before that, then we might as well just skip the whole church thing. So we're just looking at renewing our vows now, instead of getting the whole married through the church thing.
Yeah, but all of that is to show that you're committed to the church because you're.
Oh, that you're married to God primarily before you're married to each other.
Yeah,
Which
loving each other.
I'd rather respect God with my love for the people around me. Like I say, if God is in each and every one of us, then by loving my wife and my son with everything I got, I am loving God.
Yeah.
But that's just my religion, apparently. Shit.
We should start the Church of Tony.
We should. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, it's pretty much just Christianity, right? I think I'm just but as I go along with all this, I think I'm just eliminating the Catholic
I
kind of.
don't know if I brought
twist
this
on it.
up during the religion episode. I'm talking about where you talked about the whole marriage thing.
Mhm.
But when we reconnected, I could have sworn you were Buddhist. And
Why?
I don't know. It's just like, oh, he's a Buddhist. But then,
I'm kind of feeling that way. I mean,
Yeah.
because Buddhism isn't really, I've mentioned it before, from what I understand, it's not particularly a religion, it's more a way of,
It's a philosophy.
it's a philosophy, it's a
Yeah.
philosophical way of living your life. It's not that there's good in it, because there's such thing as a happy Christian Buddha, you know?
Yeah, because Buddha means that you've reached enlightenment.
Yeah, that you've reached, not nirvana. Nirvana comes,
Nirvana is enlightenment.
it is, right? See, I'm gonna, yeah, I'll get back to this. I haven't finished the Great Courses lecture that I've been going through, so I don't want to speak too much on it yet. Yeah, we had some hiccups at work that is keeping me from listening to them at work. So I haven't had as much time as usual doing this kind of research. But hopefully that changes one day.
Yeah. So the other thing, speaking of fucking other religions, is that
Oh yeah, do like Muslims celebrate Valentine's Day? I guess not, right? Other religions, if it's a
Probably not.
saintly thing, then isn't that odd that Christians have all this crap to say about saints, praying to saints and stuff, but then they dedicate an entire day to celebrating this one saint?
well, because they're celebrating love, and God is love, therefore they are celebrating God.
So there's still saints in Christianity, right? It's just they're just not asking those saints to pray on their behalf.
I brought it up as Saint Valentine's because in Latin America, the day
Santa Valentine.
is Saint Valentine's Day, but then everywhere else, I guess you could call it, it's just Valentine's Day, and it's widely accepted that it goes back to this one particular Valentine guy that was
Valentino.
yeah, that was an amalgamation of two fucking guys named Valentine, but they also argue that the Valentine origins are pagan, and
Yeah, where does that come from?
and that because the rise of Christianity, they christened it or made it a fucking Christian thing. It was a celebration called a festival called Lupercalia.
Lupercalia.
Yeah, or one of them many.
Where's
But this
that?
one in Rome. It was a Roman.
Everything goes
pagan
back to
holiday.
Rome, then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
so
when I
it's
was-
either post-Christian or pre-Christian.
Yeah, so
Rome.
when I was researching this, I'm like, why is it always Rome?
Well, because it was the largest, longest lasting civilization for the longest time, and it spread out at, not as much as Genghis Khan spread out, but Rome's territory spread for so far with the armies and stuff that their beliefs ended up being co-opted by a lot of people that they took over. So that's why as it became Christianity spread, because as they were taking over more and more land, they were, killing people that didn't want to convert.
Yeah,
like good Christians
Great
would.
Muslim conquest. We're not going to talk about that.
No.
The Lupercalia was a festival where they would sacrifice goats and dogs, and men would streak in goatskin thongs all over town, and they're.
I mean, that just sounds like a good Saturday night.
and
You're
then,
talking about celebrating love every day. I'll celebrate that. That's a good way to end the work day.
yeah, and then the
What was the point of that? Why were
the
they?
women of these gentlemen believed that it would bring forth a healthy baby. So if you were pregnant, you would have your man streak in goatskin, like sacrifice a goat, make a fucking thong
Pelt
out of the
thong.
fucking goat skin, and have your man streak all over town.
Huh.
Yeah, so this comes.
I always try to think like, okay, what would that mean? But there's very little symbolism there that translates to like healthy offspring. I guess maybe to release all the negativity and like almost like a purging of the animal nature of the man.
You would think this is celebrating fertility.
I don't see how that would be celebrating fertility.
Oh, because
actually.
healthy babies.
I mean, I understand the sacrificing of animals because that's always been a thing that the aromas go the parts of the animal that we can't eat is the smoke and the aroma that comes from it as we cook. So it's always been thought of that the fats and the smoke from a pyre or a hecatomb of fucking animals would be them being transmogrified into smoke that ascends into the heavens for the gods to enjoy as a meal in that fashion, since they are also ethereal like smoke, supposedly.
Yeah, so then this being a festival for pregnant women.
So I mean, you would. My point is that you would do that if you wanted anything.
Yeah.
Every prayer came with a fucking smoking goat.
Yeah, and then
Or hot dog, apparently.
So you would think, seeing it from a third person lens, that this was the celebration of spring, to welcome spring. But I'm like, no, that comes in March, April. You know, that's Easter essentially.
Well, but it depends on what part of the world you're at. Because I mean, April everywhere around the world is different. You know.
Yeah, and then this particular festival was mid-February, which would be 14/15. Yeah, so then that's where people say, oh, these are the pagan roots of Valentine. But it was Pope Galatius that said, stop it, it's getting ridiculous.
But that's the point of all. Again, we're just it seems like every one of these episodes that we cover a holiday, like we're just kind of beating the same fucking drum because that's all Christianity fucking did with all these holidays. Like, hey,
Yeah.
we're in charge now of the government, so everybody's gonna celebrate these holidays. And if you don't believe in these holidays, well, here's proof that you should believe in these holidays because they're just like the holidays that you would believe in. But this is why ours are the real ones because they sound just like yours. But here's more proof of ours because we've got books that we wrote hundreds of years ago that tell us that it's right. I don't know, man. It's like, what the hell are we doing? What are we doing? Can't we just celebrate love? Just
That's what I'm
celebrate
saying.
love.
Yeah.
Because what do we say, man? I mean, too early to end it, right? I feel like that would have been a good place to say, fucking be excellent to each other, find your happy people, we love you, is what we're saying, man. We love you. We gotta add that at the end now, like, just find love. Find the lovely part of the day. No, that's too much.
No, but it's fitting for the week, you know? Fucking
It is
Valentine,
fitting for the week,
you
but
know?
I don't know, man.
It shouldn't be just one particular day. It should be fucking every fucking day.
I disagree. Every once in a while, you gotta fight. Yeah, if you celebrate love every single day, I guarantee you there's at least one day out of the month where you're gonna fucking come to fisticuffs damn near. Because you can't have light without darkness, man. You can't have the yin without the yang, and you just can't have love without fucking just a little bit of hate. What good is sex if you can't hate fuck once in a while?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's nothing better than nice, sweet love making, except for some real good makeup fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Touch me right there. Oh, boom.
Yeah, for those just listening, it was a fist bump.
Oh,
I wasn't touching his penis.
Well, not yet. It's not Valentine's Day, silly.
Oh, man. Your wife's job to touch your penis?
Yeah.
So why would I touch your penis?
Thank you for clarifying. I didn't realize that needed further information there. So,
yeah.
What will you be doing this Valentine's Day, Frank?
I will be back home.
When does that fall?
Saturday or Friday, one of the two.
Friday. This Valentine's Day lands on a Friday, so I will not be seeing you.
Nope.
What will you be doing? You'll be at home with your mom?
No, back home. I'm in Stephenville.
Stephenville?
Yes.
Is that weekend?
Yep.
What are you going to Stephenville for? You going to
Well, there was a quinceañera going on that day, but it got postponed because reasons. And so then I wasn't gonna go, but then my uncle hit up my mother saying that he's still going just to see quote unquote his boys, which would be me and my brother.
Aww.
Yeah, and I'm like, fuck. No, I have to go.
Now I'm obligated.
Yeah.
Well,
But
what do you guys usually do out there?
Speaking of, what else is there to do?
I don't know.
Get drunk. That's all you can do over there.
But you don't drink.
I don't drink.
So will you be drinking?
No.
You don't drink on vacation either?
No. Like, I'm gonna break 4 years of sobriety over a visit back home.
Fuck if I know. But
No.
now, how is this with your PO? Are you allowed to travel like that? I thought you were
Yeah,
allowed
as
to leave
long
the
as-
county or something.
Yeah, but I had to ask for permission first.
Womp womp.
Yeah.
So do you want to let people know in the last 10 minutes why you're on probation?
Because I was given the wrong meds, and so then the meds they had a warning on the label saying may cause suicidal thoughts, and the
Now, were you suffering from severe suicidal thoughts before, or was it more of just an angst and depression and paranoia kind of thing?
I was having
Like, what was the majority
I was-
majority of your issues prior to being on medication?
I was having suicidal thoughts because of depression.
Okay, so what?
Yeah, and it was always when I was drunk. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say alcoholism, but
No, it did. Alcohol completely changes the chemical balance in you, like from your microbiome in your gut, which is already being proven to affect your mood. Like if it's not just the microbiome in your butt, it's the way that the alcohol dilutes your fucking blood and makes it pump through your body in a different way that moves all these chemicals around in completely different ways than your body should be doing. It's not supposed to be an everyday thing where you're drinking, altering your mind.
yeah. So during that time, one of the things that triggered my suicidal depression was I was seeing a girl from work, and we got into an argument. Like things got.
Well, now let's back it up. When you're depressed, at least, and I can't say in my experience because I'm not on any medication for it. I didn't go to a doctor for it, but I feel like I've suffered my fair share of depressive episodes.
Yeah.
You very much look for misery loves company.
Yeah.
And you need that company to alleviate the pressure from yourself. You get anything going wrong is at least 50% somebody else's fault. At least, if not 100% the other person's fault.
Yeah.
Or your only good moments are because you have that person.
That's
And
what was
you
happening.
don't find any happiness in you being alone in any moment of solitude. The only happiness you find is with that person.
Mhm.
Which isn't a healthy way to live your life, or it's not healthy for you, and it's definitely not healthy for them to feel that pressure that they have to take care of a whole other person other than themselves. Especially if they're a little immature themselves or lacking in life experience. So I just wanted to clear that up.
Yeah, so then after that argument, that fight, I was drinking.
Now, was the fight a big thing? Was it, or in retrospect, do you think it was something that probably could have been handled a lot more calmly?
It was a small thing that I made a big deal of. Like it could have been resolved calmly.
Yeah, it was just an emotional reaction that you had to
Yeah.
something that was disproportionate to the actual problem.
Yeah, because my dumbass would drink, text her, which would be normal, right? But I was,
And who doesn't know what that's like? I find myself messaging family when I drink too much, and I'm like
yeah.
being overly emotional. They're like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, yeah, I just wanted to say I love you. Like, now I do it sober or drunk, so I confuse people.
Yeah, so then what happened was that this one guy, like I got the news that this one guy died suddenly. He died in his sleep.
Friend of yours?
Yeah, you could say a friend of mine. And the last time I saw him, I was drinking, and I don't remember what the fuck I yelled at him, but I just saw his expression change. And the guy would always take care of me in fucking Rafiki Harambe, my boys, every time we go drink at that one particular place, which is fucking closed down. It doesn't exist anymore. Well, the building's still there.
Doesn't matter.
But,
So the guy
So
passed
then-
away. He suicide or
no, he died in his
just
sleep.
an accident?
Yeah,
Oh, what? Like sleep
Yeah.
apnea? Heart attack?
probably.
No
I don't know.
idea. You didn't look in. I guess
No,
I guess it was pretty hard for you.
Yeah, it fucking
As
hit
it was.
me, and I was like, I told myself I was gonna go back and apologize
Clear
to
it
him.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, and I never did.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And
It's hard to
that
miss that opportunity.
triggered all these, like a whirlwind of emotions with fucking PTSD and the girl trouble and fucking just thinking death.
It all
And I'm like-
compounded into this moment
Yeah,
where
and
you
I'm
just
like-
kind of lost it.
I'm like, I just want this to fucking end. But then I'm like, because I'm a girl, I'm like, no, I'm gonna fix myself. I'm gonna make things right. I'm gonna get her back. So then I went to the VA.
Okay.
And I'm like, let me get some meds because what's going on isn't right. And they gave me that medication.
So this was the start of you taking medication.
Yeah, and then
so,
it said.
Yeah.
It said.
I didn't know that.
May cause suicidal ideation.
Which everybody knows that now, but this is back in what?
2015.
2000. Yeah. Okay. Everyone kind of knew it then too. That most of these medications cause some sort of suicidal ideation or more depression, at least until the chemicals start to balance out and they dial in your dose.
Yeah,
your
so then the doctor lady said this is going to take 3 to 4 weeks before it actually takes effect.
Right.
And I had heard 34 weeks.
Proper effect.
Yeah.
Because it's those things.
It's affecting me.
It'll affect you right away.
And she said it's going to make me feel a lot worse before it makes me feel better.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck.
See, what pisses me off is that they don't have programs for that. Like, they'll leave you in a fucking hospital to detox or send you to a detox clinic, but they're not going to send you to a clinic to get you on these medications that are almost equally as bad as detoxing from those exact same medications.
Yeah.
You have the suicidal ideations come from getting on them and getting off them. Mm-hmm. Like, it's only when they balance out in between and they finally dial it in that it fucking calms down for anybody. From, of course, third hand. This is just what I fucking gather from guys like you that we talk to and shit I hear on Rogan.
Yeah, so I told myself...
take a shot!
So I told myself, I'm like, I'm doing this for love, I can handle this, like, it'll be okay.
But that's not how your brain chemicals work, is it?
Oh boy, was I wrong.
Yeah.
Because there were fucking things going on at work, like fucking, don't fuck those you work with. Like,
oh, was she a coworker?
Yeah, like, don't dip your ink in company pen. Or don't
dip your pen in company ink.
Yeah, that one. So then...
Or just don't shit where you eat.
Yeah, so then, what happened?
Don't dance where you bowl.
So then
don't vacuum where you shower.
With everything going on in work, like, fucking... this was like fucking high school, man.
Yeah?
Because the people at work would always talk about us. And like, what's the drama of the fucking day? These two fuckers. Oh my god, what's happening?
Well, that sounds like it wasn't exactly a healthy relationship from the get-go.
Yeah, so then some
But again, this is because you were suffering from depression already, and all this shit was your alcoholism, so to speak.
So then some people sided with her, some people sided with me, and...
I don't know what that's like.
And a lot of people just didn't give a fuck. They were like, well, fuck both of them.
Yeah, not my life, not my problem.
So then, in one of those, she showed up to work. It was her day off, and I was working nights. So then, so she shows up with her cousins, and then the cashier lady is all like, "Hey, you should go talk to her." And I'm like, "Fuck no! Now that she wants to fucking talk, I'm supposed to, fucking."
Acquiesce?
Yeah, and I'm like, no, fuck her.
Get over your shit?
Yeah. And so then,
which is so funny because I can't even imagine you reacting that way now.
Yeah.
Like, with that kind of emotional negative, like, no, fuck her. Like, I can't see you getting, like, I see you being like, well, maybe I should. Okay. Like, not really caring nearly as much. Like,
again, the meds.
Now, do you think, now, it's also been 5 years.
Yeah.
So do you think that maybe there's a certain level of maturity that's helped you along that path? Like, do you think, like, how long did it take for them to dial your meds in? You know what, we're going to stop there on your story because we're getting a little late into it, and that's a great teaser for what actually happened after all this. So this is the story of what...
This is part one.
This is part one. So we're going to go on after our next recording, we're going to do our Valentine's Day episode. The next one after that, we're going to let you guys know what all of this resulted in to get Frank on probation today. Yeah, but I'm really happy that you were able to explain all the medication parts about it.
Okay.
Because
that was an important fucking factor.
It's a huge factor.
Yeah.
It's a huge factor, and there's a lot more factors. I mean, the story gets a little more twisted, a little more fucked up after the fact. Even like what you're charged with was a little bit blown up. A little, just like you, the reaction to the initial action was out of proportion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's funny how the government almost works just like a guy on the wrong meds.
Government is designed to fuck you over.
Oh, no. The government's designed to try and help us.
Right.
It's just doing a piss poor job at it at times. And sometimes it does a good job. Who knows? It's a different episode. We're not getting into politics. Hey guys, this has been fun. We're gonna speed this one up a little bit because I think we got a little slow time or two. But hope you guys enjoyed this episode and talked a little bit about Valentine, a little bit about love, a lot about medication and depression, and which is important because really, when it comes to fucking Valentine's Day, what is more prevalent but fucking depression?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's like, oh, everyone's out there with their dates, and I'm here all alone.
yeah, but know that nobody gives a fuck. Anybody that actually has a Valentine's Day is more bothered by it than is actually enjoying it. The only good part about it is the sex, and that's only if you haven't fucking put your foot in your mouth before the end of the date and fucked up that option.
Yeah.
Which has happened to me on Valentine's Day a few times. You know, I've more than once have had a date on Valentine's Day, whether it was a serious girlfriend, casual girlfriend, or my wife. Even my wife, there's been a Valentine's Day or two, I'm sure, where I was totally down and excited for the fucking evening, and lo and behold, I fucking get in an argument with her because of my fucking idiocy or her stubbornness or what have you, you know? So it's not like Valentine's Day is a huge thing to even those experiencing it. I hope that everybody can understand that. Those of you who don't have anybody, don't worry, because like Frank said, it's about expressing love every day. Valentine's Day isn't any separate. If you're gonna be depressed, you're alone every day, not just on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
But
yeah, man.
But fucking Frank, man, you know I love you, and I'll be your Valentine if you'll have me.
Okay.
Yeah, you can rub up against me anytime.
Okay.
Frank, tell the people where they can find us, man.
They can find us under Completely Inappropriate Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and BitChute with a few underscores on the BitChute part. And
that's completely inappropriate underscore podcast.
Because some of us didn't think it through. But anyway, you can also find us on Twitter under Completely an App with one P. You can find us on Instagram at CI Podcast.
And email us at completelyinappropriatepodcast with any comments, questions, concerns, or ideas for topics, or recommendations of people that we can interview, do Skype interviews, or have them into our nice little apartment here, a little recording studio.
Mm-hmm.
This was a good one, man. Thanks for sharing. Great tease.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're here for. Just gonna give you a little tease this Valentine's Day. Love you guys. Take it easy. What do we say, Frank?
We say dicks to each other.
Find your happy loved ones. Bye! Mr. Frank and his loving for pie!
Okay.